Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new Ryan Reynolds film, Free Guy. And this is the first time in over a year that a Disney property, because this is a Fox film, Disney of course owns Fox now, the Disney movie has gone directly to theaters. It is not available anywhere else. It's not on Disney Plus, even for the $30 fee. No, you have to go see this one in theaters. And I think this is a good one to do so with because it's very, very visual. There's a lot of really cool, big action sequences, and we're going to talk about all of that. First, though, I do want to welcome you to Dan Reviews It. This is my channel. If you are new around here, welcome on in for sure. And think about subscribing down below, or you could just click that like button. That helps the channel too. And comment below too. I mean, the movie has been out over a week now, so maybe you saw this already as well. And we can talk about it there in the comments. So, this is a video game movie about sort of a fake video game. It's called Free City, but it's sort of based around a lot of the, Grand Theft Auto type video games out there. And in it, Ryan Reynolds plays a bank teller named Guy, who discovers pretty early on in the film that he is actually a non-player character in this video game. It's an open world video game, which means, the people at home can sort of, pick their avatar and control what they do or whatever. But for Guy and his buddies, this is sort of the same day over and over and over again, because that's, how the video game world works, I guess. And Lil Rel Howery plays his good buddy, and Jodie Comer, who I am honestly unfamiliar with, except for the name. She's always up for awards for this show, Killing Eve, that I need to watch. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently she always gets rave reviews in that show. And she plays the love interest here in this film as well. And she's just, wonderful with Ryan Reynolds. The two of them have really good chemistry together. But so she plays Molotov Girl. But as they sort of go on figuring out the intricacies of this game and how to sort of get around certain things, Guy is tasked with saving his buddies, his entire universe, really, from deletion by the game's creator, played here by Taika Waititi, who you know from Thor Ragnarok and from Jojo Rabbit, and he's a very brilliant writer and all of that. And so this was also directed by a name you may know, but you certainly know his movies, Sean Levy, who did the Night at the Museum movies, and he's done some things with Stranger Things, and he's done a lot of things in the last, couple of decades, and so he seems like the right guy for the job. So, essentially, this movie is a lot of fun. This movie sets out to not necessarily be something super, super different from anything you've seen before, because of course it does have sort of its roots, like I said, in a Grand Theft Auto type of game. But because of the dynamics of the plot, you get a lot of, a mix of like The Matrix and the whole, starting the day over, like Groundhog Day, the time loop kind of thing. We see maybe a little Truman Show in there. I mean, it's an amalgamation of a lot of different things. Even maybe Wreck-It Ralph, I guess, because of course that takes place in a video game and he's trying to get his friends to not be shut down. But through all of that, the movie never feels routine. And that, I think, is an accomplishment for something that does sort of bite from a lot of different things. And I think part of that has to do with the casting here. I think Ryan Reynolds is certainly the right guy for the job. No pun intended, because his name is Guy. But he's the right actor for this job for sure. He's got that snark. He's got that wit. And, sometimes I can get a little tired of that, like in Detective Pikachu, for example, when he was doing his bit as sort of Deadpool, but by way of Pikachu. It was okay. But look, I'm a Reynolds fan. I love his brand of humor. It's this very sort of dry humor. Jason Bateman is very adept at it. Ryan Reynolds, they're sort of the two big champions for it. But I think it works well on both of them. Odd that their movie together, The Change Up, wasn't all that good, but I digress from that. But this universe that they've created is really cool because not only do you go inside the game, and that's sort of where we start the movie, but as we sort of develop uncover, I should say, more layers to this universe, we see a lot of things in our world, like the outside game world as well. And I think the two connect really, really well. And so there are a lot of things going on. They're shoving sort of a lot of things into the mix, but it all sort of seems to work and is a delight to watch. It's so fun watching Ryan Reynolds doing his thing. And, like I said, sort of at the beginning here, his chemistry with Jodie Comer is great. And everybody else, Lil Rel and Taika Waititi and all of the other sort of ancillary characters too are really doing their jobs here, in sort of bringing us into this world. Now, I'm not positive that we care as much about our world as we do about this video game world and about Free City and all of that. But, everything combines very well, so even if maybe we don't care as much about the outside world, the real world, whatever you want to call it, it incorporates itself so well into the Free City world that you do actually kind of end up caring a lot about some of the characters within. So I loved that. This has a lot of very sort of funny references and, little winks and nods to video gamers. Now, I'm not a huge gamer myself, but I have played a lot of Grand Theft Auto in my day. Maybe not a lot, but certainly some. And so I liked a lot of sort of the base characters they have. And even like, I don't know, I've played a lot of The Sims. There's even sort of winks and nods to some of those sort of stock characters from those kind of games. Any sort of, simulation world kind of game, open world game. So look, I think if you know nothing about video games, you'll probably find it fun and you'll enjoy some of the action and stuff, but I'm not sure if you'll be as immersed in it. And then probably on the flip side of the coin, if you're an uber gamer, you're probably going to find a ton of fault with it, because I'm sure that a lot of this is not really, when it comes down to it, how video games are designed or how they really even work. It certainly takes some liberties there that I think you have to say, okay, that's okay. It's a movie. And I'm sort of in the middle. I have some experience with games, but I'm not what I would call a gamer, certainly with video games by any stretch. So for me, it was sort of nestled nicely in the middle, because I was able to sort of not nitpick certain things about it that maybe didn't seem authentic or whatever, and just enjoy the ride. And it was a hell of a ride. The action sequences are really fun and elaborate. The set pieces are great. They even dip into, I won't give spoilers, but there's a great joke that sort of dips into the Disney intellectual property well, that if this wasn't owned by Disney, obviously they couldn't do. So that got a couple of laughs out of me. And Ryan Reynolds is just a delight to watch, So overall, this is one of the most fun times I've had at the movies in quite a while. I think this is a fun movie for most people. Again, if you're not going to maybe nitpick some of the smaller things, I think you will really, really enjoy this, as I did. For me, it is one of the better films of the year, probably the top comedy, if I'm remembering my list so far. But I give Free Guy an A-. Really, really enjoyable, and highly recommended, and honestly pretty great that you can only see it in theaters, because I think that is where you need to see it. I think that is where the action and all of the surrounding stuff will, really pop the most. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you back here next time on Dan Reviews It.